Call Dr. Rajim Prasad.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Again, a very brief call on clauses 22 and 23 in part 2. Mr. Chairman, we've already articulated the views of this side of the House that here is a major change. And we're a little bit suspicious because we think that some of the provisions is a ticking the box type of approach that Grant Robertson talked about earlier. And I wonder whether the reference here to income tested benefits, and what has happened is that we've now changed the terminology from benefit to a payment. And that is then used consistently in 22 and 23 and elsewhere as well. And I wonder whether the Minister could explain why that change, what is it that the Minister is trying to convey through this particular change, and whether this will still be counted as benefits down the track when we begin to count to see if numbers have gone up or down. We know that the independent youth benefit, which is the one that's replaced here to a youth payment, was a one that was specifically designed some years ago, and we know that those who were on that benefit generally have somehow fallen on bad times in their relationship with their families and their parents, and they've got that particular benefit, and now it's going to be a payment, a youth payment. So if the Minister could just explain to us why this change, what are the implications of this change? Will they still be counted as benefits down the track when we count the number of people on benefits, or whether they will be taken out of the benefit count as well? It looks like a technical amendment, but I wanted to know what was behind it. If the Minister could give us some explanations of that, that would be very helpful. Thank you.
Members, we come to the vote on part 2. We have the Minister's amendments as set out on SOP number 83. The question is that the amendments be agreed to. Those of that opinion will say aye. To the contrary, no. The ayes have it. The ayes have it. Party votes called for. Ask the clerk for a party vote.
New Zealand National.
59 votes in favour.
New Zealand Labour.
34 votes opposed.
Green Party.
14 votes opposed.
New Zealand First.
8 opposed.
Māori Party.
3 votes in favour.
Mana.
1 opposed.
Act New Zealand.
1 in favour.
United Future.
1 in favour.
Any other votes?
Members, the ayes are 64, the noes are 57. The Minister's amendments are agreed to. The question now is that part 2 is amended stand part. Those of that opinion will say aye. To the contrary, no. The ayes have it. The party vote's called for. Ask the clerk for a party vote.
New Zealand National.
59 votes in favour.
New Zealand Labour.
34 votes opposed.
Green Party.
14 opposed.
New Zealand First.
8 opposed.
Māori Party.
3 votes in favour.
Mana.
1 opposed.
Act New Zealand.
1 vote in favour.
United Future.
1 in favour.
Any other votes?
Members, the ayes are 64, the noes are 57. Part 2 is amended, will stand part. We now move to part 3, and this is debate on clauses 28 to 41. The question is that part 3 stand part. Jacinda Ardern.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. It's my pleasure to stand up and take the first call on part 3. I just want to point out that, of course,